here we go. This is going to be the next step. After you learn how to solve the first row, bottom row, and the middle row, you're left with the top row. And you're going to have a couple possibilities when you're done. You're either going to have, right now we're trying to build the cross. That's the next step, just so you know where I'm going. You're going to have a couple possibilities. You're either going to have a blue dot in the middle and no blue for the cross, or you're going to have an L shape, which depending on where you're looking at, it's going to be this way, or you can have a straight line this way or this way, or you're going to have a cross. If you have a cross, well, lucky you, you can move on to the next step. But you're still going to need to learn how to make the cross, so you're better off, you know, go ahead and do the video, but then have to go through this and figure out how to change the cross, or learn the algorithm anyway. Because you can change the cross with the same algorithm back to a line or an L, and just keep doing it, and it just keeps changing orientation just to get used to it. So this is the worst situation, meaning the most amount of moves it'll take you to get to the cross, which is one dot. Keep in mind the corners. Doesn't matter where the blues are. We're not worried about the corners. It's almost like they don't exist. We're just worried about making a cross. That is our next step. And making the cross doesn't matter right now, you know, if they line up. That'll be the next step. So here's the algorithm that you're going to need to learn to make the cross, and it's going to change each step until you finally get a cross. And what that's going to be is, it doesn't matter what side you start. When you have a dot like this, we're going to make the next step. So in this case, I'll just pick the white side as the front. Doesn't matter. We're going to do front, right, up, then we're going to do right inverted, up inverted, front inverted. Okay, and just to make sure, take a look around and make sure the rest of your cube didn't get screwed up. And now that you'll notice is we have this L shape, and some of you may have already started this way. As you can tell, if I do this again, it's going to do the next step. It's the same algorithm. This is the only time where you need to rearrange your cube. If you have this L shape, do the same algorithm I just did, except make sure that it's facing on the top right. You don't want to do it with the L like this, or like this, or like this. Give me a second here, my leg's falling asleep. Alright, so there we go. We have the L shape. Now, with this L, just like this, you know, not like this, we're going to do it again. We're going to do front, right, up, right inverted, up inverted, front inverted. As you can tell, I got that line that I had mentioned before. Remember, that doesn't exist. Don't worry about what these blues are doing on the corner. That is the next step. And obviously, if you start off with this, then you're just one step closer. And we're going to do this again one more time. And with this, you don't want to do it with the line this way. You want to do it straight across. And do it again. Front, right, up, right inverted, up inverted, front inverted. Now I have a cross. Okay, and like I said, sometimes you'll start off with the cross. You'll be in good shape, but in this case I started off with the dot, so you have to do this until you get the cross. And if I do this again, it takes it back a step pretty much. And I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3. So you can actually practice this to get the different shapes until you're comfortable with it, and then you do it again, and you get the cross. And that is the next step. And then there's one little quick handy tip that I can teach if you want to learn that down the road. Once you're comfortable with doing this, do this a bunch of times and you're comfortable and you're not screwing up the rest of your pieces, you can learn a little quick step that I know, and I'll teach that on the next video. And then we'll go to the next problem, which is, now that we have the cross, we have to get the cross pieces in the right spot, and I'll show you how to do that in the next video.